Hello, you are welcome. My name is Dr. Chris Williams, and I'm your host on Well Again. Well Again is your online health magazine program where we look at fail proof protocols for regaining and retaining health. You are welcome. Today, we are discussing something that we started out in a previous edition, and we just want to continue it. We want to continue to talk on winning over cardiovascular diseases. Winning over cardiovascular diseases. We have established that cardiovascular diseases is a word that is used to refer to diseases that have to do with the heart and the blood vessels that service the heart. Diseases that have to do with the heart and the blood vessels that service the heart. These include vascular diseases, diseases of the heart valves. It includes high blood pressure. It includes arrhythmias. It also includes situations or diseases like or not a disease but stroke incidences such as stroke, um, such as heart failure, and such as cardiovascular attack, or what we call the cardiac attack. Okay, so that's what cardiovascular diseases are all about. All right. What are the disposing factors? Several disposing factors to it. Listen to me. If you do not already uh, have cardiovascular diseases, it's something that you can work on with your lifestyle in order to avoid. And if you already have it and are dealing with it, your lifestyle can go a long way in giving you victory over it. So what are the factors that dispose to cardiovascular diseases? Okay, smoking, heavy smoking is a factor. Okay, heavy abuse of alcohol also is a factor. When somebody comes down with diabetes, usually hypertension is around the corner. Okay, and an hypertension is a cardiovascular disease. Elevated blood cholesterol. When the blood cholesterol is high, is above 220 total blood cholesterol, it can lead to cardiovascular diseases. High triglycerides, low HDL. HDL is high density lipoproteins, the good cholesterol. Okay, when it is low, when it is anywhere from 60 down, it can also lead to cardiovascular diseases. And then conversely also, when the low density lipoproteins, which are the LDL, when they are high, it can also lead. High LDL is from about 140 and above, 140 and above. Okay, so metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a word used to describe a group of three situations in the body: when there's high blood pressure, when there's diabetes, and when there's high blood cholesterol. We refer to it as metabolic syndrome. It's been found out that when people arrive at metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease is just around the corner. Stress, unabating stress, high unabating stress, continuous stress is can lead to cardiovascular diseases. Sedentary living, not being active, laziness, if you like. Well, not laziness, but sedentary living. The person is not physically active. It can also lead to cardiovascular diseases. And then such things like heart failure, like the cardiac arrest and all that. Sometimes it's because people are just unfaithful with their drugs, and then with their prescribed medications, it can lead to it. Excessive red blood cells also can also lead to it. There's a condition called polycythemia rubra vera. It's a situation where the blood is producing excessive amounts of red blood cells, and this can cause the blood to be thick. And when the blood is too thick, it can lead to all kinds of occurrences in the cardiovascular system. Low testosterone also has been linked to cardiovascular disease disorders. That's why when men get to the point where their testosterone begin to drop very sharply, usually cardiovascular situation or another, it tags along. Hypothyroidism, especially in women, can lead to cardiovascular diseases. And then excessive intake of salt, excessive intake of sodium chloride can also lead to it. All right, there are several tests that can be done in the hospital, okay, and by your practitioners. They can check your vitals, your blood pressure, your pulse rate, can give us an indication that when one is dealing with cardiovascular disease or not. They can do a chest X-ray, they can do an ECG, they can do homocysteine and C-reactive protein. Homocysteine and C-reactive protein tests will tell us the amount of inflammation happening in the body, and inflammation has been found to be very, very strongly correlated to cardiovascular diseases. Now, quickly, because that's what this episode is all about, mostly how to deal with it. So I'll first talk about the diet. We have said over time, and it still stands here, do not abuse animal proteins, milk, milk, beef, chicken, turkey. Remove them from your food. Stay with fish. As a matter of fact, fish is found to help in the case of cardiovascular diseases, okay? So not that you should eat excessive amounts of it, but fish, because the fat of fish, called fish oil, is very useful in dealing with cardiovascular disease. So eat fish, slow down on other sources of animal proteins, okay? So fish oil, if you cannot eat if you can't eat fish enough, then you can supplement with omega-3 fish oil soft gels, okay? And then eating of plenty of raw foods, plenty of raw foods can also help. Garlic, onion, ginger, turmeric, these help to thin the blood, and the thinner the blood, the better it is to protect from cardiovascular diseases. The thicker blood is, the more it will predispose one to developing cardiovascular diseases. So garlic, ginger, turmeric, cardamom, cinnamon, these thin the blood. They are blood thinners. They are natural blood thinners. Okay, that's why, when you go to just one and there's somebody who is treating very bad hypertension, one of the first things they do for the person is they place the person on aspirin or clopidogrel. These two help to thin the blood. Okay, but besides them, there are many other natural things that can help to thin the blood. Cardamom, turmeric, cinnamon, okay, garlic, ginger, okay, turmeric, all these help to thin the blood. Onion also, okay. Also, high intake of fresh fruits and vegetables. Just go to town. High intake of fresh fruits and vegetables, carrots, beetroot particularly is found to be very, very helpful with cardiovascular diseases. Also, tomatoes. In fact, drinking of raw tomatoes is also very, 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 very useful. Raw nuts, like not groundnut this time around, but cashew nuts and some other nuts can also help. Garden eggs, eggplant, this can, eating a lot of them, blending them, drinking them, can help a lot. Okay, take 3 liters of water daily, very important. And then some things that you should eliminate. Eliminate animal proteins, we have said so. Eliminate flour-made foods, pastas and pastries. Eliminate them from your food, flour-made foods. Also, eliminate sweet things and sugary things, sodas, soft drinks, and all that. Eliminate them from your food. Eliminate salt. If you abuse salt, eliminate it. Just a little. I tell people Himalayan salt is the salt you should be using. But even with Himalayan salt, don't overeat salt. It's so very important. Do not overeat salt. Okay, so eliminate all known sources of, if you are dealing particularly with cardiovascular diseases, you need to eliminate all known sources of excess salt into your body. Okay. Also, stay away from from stimulants generally, from coffee, from alcohol. Stay away from them. Any things that stimulate you are not good for your cardiovascular. We said eliminate sodas, very important, and these are the examples of foods that contain soda or sodium or salt. Okay, MSGs, monosodium glutamate. Okay, baking soda, canned vegetables, foods with preservatives, soft drinks, meat tenderizers, saccharines, and then softened water. You know, many years ago I traveled and I met a long-time friend of mine, and he was drinking water that had been sweetened. So I asked him, I said, why are you drinking this? He said he no longer can take normal water. So everywhere he goes, you see him carrying sweetened water or softened water all over the place, and that's not very good for him. Okay, that's very important. So these are the things to do by way of diet. When we come back, we'll talk more on how to win over cardiovascular diseases. Do not go away. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Moe, Ogun State. A serviced estate, fenced and gated, with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call those numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
Okay, you are welcome to your favorite program and your favorite channel. Now we are discussing winning over cardiovascular diseases, and this is the second leg of the discussion that we started some time ago. We looked at what cardiovascular diseases are so far, and then we also looked at some of the things you can do diet-wise to overcome them. But before I go on, I'd like to remind you of some of our books, very important. Causes and Cure of Chronic Diseases. This book is very, very powerful. I believe every family needs this. This book contains the supplements and herbs that you can be taking to prevent major diseases and also to overcome them. Okay, and then this one talks about living a disease-free life. Living a disease-free life. You and I can live disease-free. And then there's one here talks about reversing diabetes naturally. Reversing diabetes naturally. We have talked about this book a lot. It's a book that you should get. And then Make Your Food Your Medicine. Make Your Food Your Medicine. It's also there. Reversing depression naturally is also very useful, and it has helped many people around the world. Okay, so this book is connected to what we are saying. As a matter of fact, what we are discussing, this is the book for it. Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases Naturally. It's a book that you can order, and we can send you these books from any part, in any part of Nigeria. If you are outside of Nigeria, you want to ask somebody who can help you buy them, and then they send them to you. There's this one, Sex is Sweet, Enjoy It, for the married. It's very good. We try to answer the major questions that people ask about sex in marriage. Also, there are more. There's a towards sexual fulfillment, also in marriage. Very, very useful materials. And then Sickness Free, a new edition is out. Sickness Free Failed Protocol for retaining and regaining health. Retaining and retaining health is also there. And then we talked about this book recently, Eat to Live. Eat to Live. The Super Wonders of Eating Super Nutritious Foods. It's a very powerful book. You need to have it in your library and reverse any disease and recover your health through nutrition. Reverse any disease, recover your health through nutrition. And then lastly, restore your health through detoxification. These books can be sent to you anywhere you are in any part of this country. Okay, and then also do not forget to visit our social media and those Dr. Chris Williams on YouTube. Dr. Chris Williams on YouTube. And when you get there, you subscribe. You make sure you turn on the notification bell. That bell there, you just turn it on. And then also you click the like button, the thumbs up button, okay, so that people can YouTube will be able to know that people love this material, and then they will be promoting it one way or the other. And then also take the link and send it to several groups that you belong to. Very important. There, as you are watching now, you will see our WhatsApp, our number. Send us WhatsApp messages and say to me, I watched the edition on winning over cardiovascular diseases. Okay, the reason is so I can have your WhatsApp detail, and then I'll be able to add you to our broadcast list, where we send videos and contents very, very regularly. Okay, so back to what we were saying. We are looking at cardiovascular diseases, and then we've talked about how to use diet to overcome it. So what other things should you do? Reduce stress. Reduce stress. And we have shared over the years 7 hours for overcoming stress, or for reducing stress, for winning over stress. Number one, recognize your stressor. What is it eating you up? Stress is not good. Stress is a silent killer. Stress kills. Okay, whatever is stressing you is already taking you out little by little. Okay, even you may seem to be coping with it, but it's damaging your health little by little. So recognize what it is that is stressing you. Number two, remove the stressor if you can, or run away from it if you can. Second R. Either run away from it or remove the stressor if you can. The reason is there are some stressors that you cannot avoid. Okay? But at least you know this is what is stressing me. The next one, renew your mind. So if you cannot avoid it, if you can't run away from it, you are stuck with it, for instance, maybe your marriage, then renew your mind. Renew your mind. Stop allowing it stress you. There's a way you can remain in a situation, but you grow thick skin to that situation. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so if it's not something that is going away, then ride above it, rise above it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, in the Bible, I think in one of the Psalms, the psalmist said, when my soul is overwhelmed within me, he said, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. There's a way you can rise above situations of life. And while they used to be able to eat you up and get you down, they stop harassing you. Okay, it's something that God can help you do. The Holy Spirit can help you do if you allow Him. So number one, recognize it. Number two, remove it. Number three, you can't remove it. Renew your mind towards it. Let it stop eating you up. Number four, restructure your life. Restructure your life. Okay, some of us live very high stress lives. We do stuff. We leave things to get to the end, and then we come under severe stress. Start early, go steadily at things. Do not bite more than do not take on more than you can handle per time. Not encouraging mediocrity, but don't compete with other people. Don't look at other people to run the race of your life. Go at life at your pace. That's what I'm saying. Go at life at your pace is so very, very important. Another R is relate. Work on your relationships. Work on your relationships. Work on your marriage. Work on your relationship with your children. Work on your relationship at work. Okay, one of the things that stresses the most is if you are surrounded by haters, by people you don't like seeing. You know, it's so funny. Some people are in the same house with their spouse, and for several months, maybe several years, they are not on talking terms, and you live in the same room. That thing is already killing two of you without knowing it. Okay, because negative emotions tear down your body. Negative emotions tear down your body. Another R will be run. RUN, run. By that I mean exercises. Take to exercises. Exercising helps you to burn stress better. Exercising helps you to burn stress better. And R is for refuel. R is for refuel or revitalize your body through. Okay, another R would be before revitalize, rest, recreation, and relaxation. Rest, recreation, and relaxation. Try to embrace rest. Create time to rest. Okay. Don't find time to rest. Carve out time to rest. Don't find time to rest. Carve out time to rest, and then revitalize. There are some supplements that we're going to be talking about that can help you to rejuvenate and revitalize and rebuild your body. Okay, so avoid stress and then keep your weight down. Keep your weight down. Keep your weight down. Weight takes everything from you. It adds nothing to you. I think well, the only thing it adds to is that people will see you growing big. You just it takes everything for you. It takes your health. It takes your self-esteem. It even costs you more. Okay, when others are using small amounts of cloth to sew clothes, you have to be using almost double. So there's nothing anybody is doing with excess wealth. Okay, don't mind the way I just said it. Go and work on your health, your weight. Work on your weight. Very important. Get jogging. Get doing something. Cut down your diet. Eat only once or 1.5 times or twice at most in a day. Do exercises after you have eaten. Eat little. Don't eat much. Okay, and then you start going there. I meet some people. They say, "But I've tried my best. I'm not losing weight." When you are doing exercises, all right, but every time you sit down to eat, all the calorie you ever lost in the last 7 days, you refill it. If you are taking in more calorie in a day than you are burning, you will be gaining weight. So you should, if you want to lose weight, the converse is also true. If you are burning more calorie in a day than you are gaining, you'll be losing weight. In fact, you get to a point where you have to begin to balance it because the weight loss will be too profound. It's so very simple. And then it's so very simple. Part of what you should do concerning weight loss is make sure your water is alkaline. Add lemon to water and then be drinking it, or take alkaline water. Okay, and then do exercises, especially at night. After you have eaten, take a walk. Go for like 30 minutes to 30 minutes from. Okay, 30 minutes to and 30 minutes from, and then take a good shower and then sleep. Okay, and then keep your mind. Put away junk food from you. All the things we talked about earlier: pastas, pastries, spaghetti, macaroni. Remove all those. Eat natural foods, and then eat raw foods. Eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of nuts, and then you see yourself coming down. All right. So I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we'll continue the discussion around winning over cardiovascular diseases. Do not go away. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Moe, Ogun State. A serviced estate, fenced and gated, with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call those numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
Okay, you are welcome back. It's your favorite program, and today we are looking at winning over cardiovascular diseases. In a previous edition, we kind of introduced it, and then we're just looking more in depth at managing of cardiovascular diseases and also preventing it. Okay, like we have said over the years, prevention is always better than cure. It's cheaper, it's longer lasting, it's surer. Okay, you can be surer to prevent something than managing it. When it comes to managing it, it's a lot of work, and over the years, regretfully, we have seen that people cannot put in the price that they should put in managing the diseases and circumstances that they come up with. Well, and it's not a surprise. Many people who come down with diseases, it's not as if that they were not aware of it before, but they didn't have what it took to live the way they should in order to prevent it. So, and like like they say in a local parlance, you don't learn old age. You don't learn how to use left hand in old age. I really encourage you. Don't let diseases knock on your door before you start doing stuff about your health. That by that time sometimes it's late, other times you don't even have the energy to put off the fight. So it's better now that you have a clean bill. This is the time that you should be doing stuff concerning your health. Please do not forget the books are still on sale. Reversing Diabetes Naturally is on sale. Very powerful book. Living a Disease-Free Life. Living a disease-free life. This book is a bomb and very, very useful. One of our new books, Causes and Cure of Chronic Diseases. Here we have put together a compendium of the herbs and supplements that you need in order to deal with diverse diseases. Okay, make your food your medicine. It's also on sale. This is a bestseller, and people have been benefiting it from around the world. Now, towards sexual satisfaction, this is a book I deliberately put together for the married. People have several issues concerning their other room, the inner room, and I've answered a whole lot of questions here. Sex is sweet, enjoy it. It's also a follow-up on that, and it's very powerful. Okay, Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases is the book concerning the topic that we're discussing right now. Some of the things that we're discussing you'll find here, and then many more. Okay, Reversing Depression Naturally is also very, very useful. Reversing Depression Naturally, very useful. And then the big guys, Restore Your Health Through Detoxification. Restore your health through detoxification. How you can use detoxification to do justice to your health. It was written by myself and Mr. Ekele, my friend. Reverse any disease and recover your health through nutrition. Reverse any disease and recover your health through nutrition. Very, very pungent book and very colorful also. Okay, and then Sickness Free Fail-Proof Protocol for regaining and retaining health. This is a newer edition of Sickness Free. We did some touch up on the book. And then Eat to Live, the super wonders of eating nutritious foods. The super wonders of eating nutritious food by Ehis Williams, one of our researchers in the Well-Again Medique. And it will be such a blessing for you to get that book. Do not forget to follow us on social media, on Facebook, Chris Williams, on and then on YouTube, Dr. Chris Williams on YouTube. Dr. Chris Williams on YouTube. When you get there, make sure you subscribe, and then you turn on the notification button, and then also you click the like button, the thumbs up button. Okay, what that does is, as the more the number of likes, people will know that it's good content. YouTube will know, managers of YouTube will know it's good content, and they will try to push the film or the video forward to many other persons. Also, copy the links and send to different persons, send to families, to the different groups that you belong to. You will agree with me that these are contents that everyone needs to have. All right. So also revert to us. Okay, give us feedbacks through our numbers that are scrolling right now on WhatsApp. Okay, even if you don't have any question, just send I watched the edition on winning over cardiovascular diseases. Okay, if you say that, we'll have your number through WhatsApp. When you do that, we'll have your number, and then we'll be able to send you, add you to our broadcast list, and we'll be able to communicate information to you on a regular basis. All right, so we move on. But before we move on to the supplements, there are these are the top 10 health or uh, uh, top 10 foods you should eat for heart health. Top 10 foods you should be eating for heart health. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, beans and legumes. These are very good foods. Fish, we have talked about that earlier. Dark leafy vegetables, spinach, dark leafy vegetables, and you can go to town. Spinach, vegetables, tete, shoko, water leaf, ewedu, okra. These all these help your heart. Avocados also help your heart. Then whole grains help your heart. Whole grains, guinea corn, that's sorghum, guinea corn, millet, oats, rice, or further rice particularly. These are very good food that you can eat. Nuts also, we have said it earlier, nuts are also very good. And then soya foods also help the heart a whole lot. Spices and herbs, and we have talked about that. And there's also another book coming out by His Williams, How to Spice Up Your Health. It's a compendium on African and Nigerian spices, and then some international ones also that you can use to achieve different purposes in your body. And then flax meal is also very good. Flax seed is also very good. Now, also before I go on to the supplements, some low calorie foods that you can be eating. Low calorie tubers like cocoyam, like potatoes. These are low calorie tubers. Okay, they are better than yam or apple or cassava. They are better. Okay, you can eat them. Cocoyam and potatoes are very good. And then I've talked about grains, very important. I also talked about in time past eating eating corn shaft. Eating corn shaft is also corn shaft is very low in calorie. You collect the shaft when they have made the pap out of it, the starch has gone out of it, and then you add just little, just a handful of maybe guinea corn flour or millet flour, and then it turns into a meal that you can swallow. I found it very useful. It's very useful for people battling high cholesterol, very useful for people battling high blood sugar, as in diabetes. And then generally, there are foods that you can eat, and then your your glycemic level will be low. All right, so we'll talk about the supplements and the herbs right now. All right, so one of the supplements that have been found by research to help prevent and also help cardiovascular diseases is DHEA, dihydroepiandrosterone. Dihydroepiandrosterone. It's very useful. DHEA helps to build up free testosterone in the blood. And like I told you earlier, low levels of free testosterone in the blood is one of the things that leads to cardiovascular diseases. Dihydroepiandrosterone helps you to build it up. So also D-aspartate, okay? Aspartate can also help. Now, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin D3. Vitamin C, vitamin E. These are very powerful antioxidants. Vitamin E and vitamin C, very powerful antioxidants. They help remove all those free radicals that help damage the muscles of the heart. Also, vitamin D3 is very useful. Vitamin D3, LD levels of vitamin D3 in your body will help check cholesterol level. Okay, very important. Another supplement that's very useful is ubiquin. Coenzyme Q10. it's been found to be extremely useful in managing of cardiovascular diseases, whether it's hypertension or hypertension or heart failure or whatever it is, valvular disorders or arrhythmias. Coenzyme Q10 is very, very useful. Soya milk, I told you, soya milk, soya foods generally are also very important. So soya supplements can help. Magnesium is a relaxant. So magnesium helps to relax the blood vessels, the walls of the blood vessels. So pumping blood or taking blood movement around the body is easier if the blood vessels are relaxed. Okay, so you know one of the things that leads to to cardiovascular diseases is atherosclerosis, and atherosclerosis is hardening of the blood vessels. So when the heart is trying to pump blood, it does more work because the blood vessels are hardened. When you take magnesium, it helps to soften those blood vessels. They are less rigid, and then the heart is less belabored. Okay, so I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we'll talk more about what we're talking. Thank you.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Moe, Ogun State, a serviced estate, fenced and gated with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call those numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
Okay, you are welcome to today's edition, and we have been talking about winning over cardiovascular diseases. Just before we went, we were talking about the supplements, and we said the supplements you need in preventing and also managing cardiovascular diseases are the following: DHEA, dihydroepiandrosterone. DHEA helps to shore up the levels of free testosterone in the blood, and then by extension, it helps to alleviate cardiovascular diseases. Also, vitamin E and C. Vitamin E and C are very powerful antioxidants, and they help to mop up the free radicals that create a whole lot of inflammation in the body. Okay, these inflammation are the things that damage the walls, the heart muscles. Okay, ubiquin. We talked about ubiquin, coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is very extremely useful for the mitochondrial action in the nucleus of the cell, and it's been found very useful for cardiovascular conditions. Magnesium, we're saying just before we went on a break, magnesium helps. It's a relaxant. So it helps to relax the blood vessels, both the arteries and the veins. So pumping blood out of the heart is easier on the heart. Omega-3 is a strong anti-inflammatory, very strongly anti-inflammatory, and it's very, very useful. Okay, L-arginine also. L-arginine is one of the things. Now, when L-arginine gets into the body, it gets broken down to nitric oxide. And then nitric oxide is very, very, very useful in eating up, let's put it that way, eating up, melting up of all those little plaques that are forming along the walls of the blood vessels, especially the arteries. L-arginine which gets converted into nitric oxide in the body, helps to eat up all those plaques. The same thing, grapeseed extract, grapeseed extract, grapola, it helps to remove all those plaques. So all those deposits of plaques along the lines of the arteries that make the walls of the arteries to become thickened are eaten up. Okay, so L-arginine there. Okay, this I must also say that all these things I'm saying will also help you if you are having erectile dysfunction. As a matter of fact, when a man is having erectile dysfunction, studies have shown that cardiovascular, he either already has cardiovascular diseases or he will soon have one. In fact, they found out that they rate the expectation, the possibility of having a heart attack is higher. A heart attack or a stroke is higher in people who have erectile dysfunction because it's the same thing. So what happens in stroke, what happens in a heart attack, what happens in erectile dysfunction is the same thing. The arteries that take blood to the penis in erectile dysfunction, they get blocked by these plaques we're talking about. The arteries that take blood to the brain gets blocked in stroke. The arteries that take blood to the heart, that supply the heart muscles, get blocked in heart attack. So it's the same thing. So L-arginine, grapeseed extract, very extremely useful. They supply nitric oxide. So some other things helps that supplements that help in cardiovascular disease is L-carnitine. L-carnitine is very, very useful. And then I've talked about vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, very useful. Okay, so some herbs that are helpful. Autumn. Autumn berry is very useful. Elderberry is very useful. Barberry is very useful. Barberry, autumnberry, elderberry, these are very useful. Berries generally are good for the heart. Okay, so some other supplements, some other herbs. Lavender is good. Lavender is good. Garlic, ginger, and all that. And then we talked about taurine in an earlier edition. Taurine is also very, very good. All right, so I'm thinking that's how far we can go. Let me add one more before I begin to sign off. Some of the other things that can also help to increase free testosterone is chrysin. Chrysin can be obtained in passion flower, and then it can also it helps to increase free levels of testosterone in the body and levels of free testosterone in the body. Also, nettle root can also help. I'll stop here. All right, so thank you so very much. Do not forget, subscribe. As I'm talking now, as I'm talking now, please do subscribe. It's so very important. Subscribe, and then also turn on the notification, turn on your notification bell, and then also help click on the like button. Okay, click on the like button, and then take this URL, copy this link, and send it to groups that you belong. All right, so that's that. Concerning the books are available. We can send them to you everywhere anywhere you may be in every part of this country. There's reversing depression naturally. It's very, very useful for you. Reversing hypertension and cardiovascular diseases naturally. Okay, sex is sweet. Enjoy it is also very available. Towards sexual satisfaction is available. Make your food your medicine. Make your food your medicine is also available. And then the causes and cure of chronic diseases are also available. Living a disease-free life by Mr. Daniel Ekele is available. Reversing diabetes naturally is available. And then we have these big books, okay, Eat to Live, the super wonders of eating nutritious foods by Ehis Williams, one of our researchers at Well-Again Medique. It's available. This book addresses all the foods that you can eat to bring about change in your body. Also, along the same line, is reverse any disease and recover your health through nutrition. Reverse any disease, recover your health through nutrition is available. And then restore your health through detoxification. Restore your health through detoxification is available. And then sickness-free, fail-proof protocol for regaining and retaining health. Okay, it's so very important you do not wait until you develop heart diseases or cardiovascular diseases before you begin to do stuff about it. It's so very important you do not wait. It's so very important. Don't wait. Okay. As a matter of fact, many persons, a good number of persons who have heart attacks, cardiac attacks, and the major ones for that matter, they never knew they had any issues with their cardiovascular system. They were never diagnosed with hypertension. They were never diagnosed with high cholesterol or anything like that. They never were. That doesn't mean they didn't have it, but these things were not symptomatic in them. Okay, that's why it's important you go for regular medical checkup. Check your blood pressure. Check up every if you are 40 and above, or even 35 and above, and you are married, you should have a blood pressure machine in your house. And then never so often, maybe once a week, once in a month, you check your blood pressure. You are having headaches, you are feeling dizziness, you are feeling lightheaded, you check your blood pressure. So very important. Okay, your eyes are growing dim, check your blood pressure. Okay, and then do medical tests maybe once in every 6 months. Generalized medical tests. Do your cholesterol level, do your lipid profile, do your serum electrolyte and urea, just to be in health. Okay, the fight for health must be active. It must be active. You need to be active concerning it. Okay, so I would like to stop here, but do not forget subscribe, and then also send us the WhatsApp, send to our WhatsApp your questions, your requests, and all that. If you need these books, they can be sent to you any part of Nigeria. And then just send me a WhatsApp message saying I watched the edition on cardiovascular diseases. We will have your number, and then we'll add you to our broadcast list, and then you'll be able to get videos from us very regularly. Also, if you are a church or an organization or anything, we can come and talk to your people. We can do trainings. I traveled to several churches around Nigeria, several corporate bodies. We do trainings, 2 days training, 3 days training, 1 week training for your people, retreats and all that, so that, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Okay, my people are not destroyed because the devil is powerful, but because they lack knowledge. They are destroyed because of ignorance. So you want your people to know better, so that they'll be able to do better, and then your results as a pastor, as an MD, will be better. Thank you so very much for watching. Till I come your way again. Bye bye. God bless.